Hello and welcome to this tutorial about Active Directory Domain Services High Availability. High availability in Active Directory Domain Services becomes crucial if you want to access the resources without any interruption. These resources can be the resources in your network, be it file shares, the printers, or the internal web applications you have that are protected with Active Directory Domain Services. It involves designing and implementing strategies to minimize the downtime and the service disruptions in case of any hardware failure, network outages, or any other unforeseen events. If I talk about the key components of Active Directory Domain Services high availability, number one is multiple domain controllers. So to ensure the high availability of the service, we need to ensure that we have more than one instances of the servers backing that service. The Active Directory Domain Services is a multi-master replication, which means that all domain controllers are master. They can write the changes and replicate to the other domain controllers. Until we have configured a domain controller as read-only domain controller, which is a different case for security reasons, we configure some domain controllers as read-only domain controllers. Otherwise, all the domain controllers have rights to write the data to the Active Directory database. That is why we call it multi-master replication. All the domain controllers in an Active Directory domain are equivalent. That is why these domain controllers are known as additional domain controllers or sometimes referred as additional domain connections. Number two is site and subnet configuration. The sites, or I must say logical sites, and the subnets help optimizing the replication traffic and improve the performance. When we have more than one geolocations of our data centers, the services running in different locations and users are connecting to those services. So we can localize this authentication service, this Active Directory service in another geolocation by replicating this database to the other sites and subnets. And by configuring sites and subnets, we uh, we we replicate this Active Directory database efficiently. This will be covered in much more details in a dedicated video on Active Directory sites and subnets. So I recommend visiting that video for more details if you want to learn about Active Directory sites and subnet configuration. Number three is the replication topology. So ADDS uses a multi-master replication model, as I mentioned. Unlike the NTDS version of this Active Directory, the prior to Active Directory, it was known as NTDS in NT servers, and in that where we were having one master server and the other servers were actually the backup domain controllers, the BDCs they were known as. It is a multi-master replication. So Active Directory is multi-master. Changes made to the Active Directory database on one domain controller are replicated to the other domain controllers in that domain. Number four is global catalog. Global catalog contains a partial copy of the attributes of the identities or users in other domains than your main domain. So it contains all the attributes of the local domains, but if you have a multi-domain forest, so the global catalog contains the partial attribute set of the users from other domains that helps querying those users efficiently, or quickly we can do the searches. Number five is flexible single master operation rules, FSMO rules. These actually FSMO rules are the critical roles which define the role of a particular domain controller inside a domain. And we must consider distributing these roles to different domain controllers rather than depending on single domain controller. We have primarily five FSMO roles like schema master, the domain naming master, the PDC emulator, which emulates like a primary domain controller, the infrastructure master, and the RID master. So on FSMO roles, there will be a detailed video, and I recommend visiting that video on working with FSMO roles in the Active Directory and how to transfer or seize these roles across these domain controllers. If I talk about HA implementation strategies, so for this high availability, the very first thing that you need to consider is the failover clustering. So this provides the high availability for individual servers by clustering multiple servers together. However, it's typically used for specific ADDS roles like global catalog or the domain controllers. We can go with multi-master configuration, and without failover clustering setup, the servers can replicate to each other. So this is an optional practice here in this case of the Active Directory domain controllers. Next is the site link configuration. So we can consider about replicating the traffic, that whether the traffic is going to be replicated to another geolocation or within that single region or geolocation it will replicate. So we need to consider that it is updated in a timely manner. It must reduce the latency. So the topology, the network that we use must reduce the latency between the two domain controllers. Number three is disaster recovery. So implement the DR plans to restore your ADDS service in case of any catastrophic or natural disasters. This includes backup of site storage. So you must do the backups to the different locations than the local data center, and the recovery procedures. Number four is load balancing. Optionally, you can load balance the traffic across the servers by using the load balancers. Let us look into the demonstration on promoting an additional domain controller into a domain. For this, I have connected to a server, which is actually US file server 1, I named it as, but now I want to promote it as a domain controller, because as of now, if I show you that I have two virtual machines here, if I take you to the virtual machines in the domain, so I have one machine which is USDC1, which is the domain controller right now. This is the only domain controller right now, server 1. I will add the roles and features to install the Active Directory domain services first of all on this. So I will do the role based deployment, and then we'll choose the server where I want to do the deployment, and we'll choose this role service, which is Active Directory domain services with all the management tools and the PowerShell modules. I will click next and install this Active Directory domain service binary on this system. Once the Active Directory domain services are installed, then I will promote it as an additional domain controller into the existing domain, which is this contoso.com. This machine is already a member of the domain. If I close this console and I show you the local server, so this machine is part of that domain contoso.com. It is installed on this machine. If I look at this notification, so this must be changed to promote this server into additional domain controller, or depending on your requirement. So promote this server as a domain controller. I can choose this as a domain controller into an existing domain, or I can launch a new forest altogether. So new forest, the third option I have, or I can add a new domain into this existing forest. So for an instance, if I want to deploy child domain, for an instance, I want to make it sales.contoso.com, and all the sales related identities will be here in this child domain. So I can do that. I can provide a single label name over here. Or if I want a completely different tree on this, so I can provide a complete domain name over here, xyz.com or something. So forest will remain same, contoso.com, and the domain name will be the whatever the new domain you want to deploy in this, a tree root domain. But in this case, I will be promoting it as an additional domain controller because I need the high availability for the existing domain, which is contoso.com. So this is second domain controller I'm promoting into this domain. I will choose that, and then we'll click next. You must supply a user account, that's fine. So this is okay. Currently logged in with the local user account, which does not have the permission. So I will log in with the the account which has permissions to do this. So contoso slash student, it picked that local account actually, and the local account does not have the permission, so it is the enterprise admin account that I have selected this time. So you need to be a domain admin or enterprise admin to do this. I will authenticate. So I must be a delegated administrator to do this job. Now I will click next. I want this server to be a DNS server and as well as the global catalog, because right now I have only one DNS, so I will use one more DNS over here. This is directory service restore mode password, which will be required to restore the directory. So this is for additional protection for your Active Directory domain. I'm not doing DNS delegation. Replicate from any domain controller, or you can choose from which domain controller. In my case, I only have one domain controller, so that will not make much difference over here. And then I also can use this install from media. I must have created a media from the previous domain controller and could have done it through that media. Then I need to pass on that media over here. I will be doing it online, and I will be installing the Active Directory in this location and then the sysvol location for the group policy. And finally, I'll go to next, and it'll do the prerequisite check that whether you meet the prerequisites or not, and says that the check has been completed successfully and you can start the installation of the Active Directory domain services and the domain controller on this actually. So this server will be promoted into the Active Directory domain controller shortly. It will take few minutes. I will pause the video till then. Started, and if I check the Active Directory domain services installed and DNS is there, if I look for the management tools to manage this Active Directory domain controller, I go to Active Directory users and computers, the traditional tool that we use for managing the Active Directory objects, and I take you to this contoso.com domain. So you will notice there is an OU called domain controllers, where you will see there are two OUs this time, and both of the domain controllers are the global catalogs as well. These are the two domain controllers this time I have, so this offers the high availability. I was talking about the FSMO rules, so each server or each domain controller can have the particular role. So right now the USDC one is having all the roles, all the flexible single master operation rules, we call them. So all the FSMO rules are with the primary domain controller, which was deployed on this domain. So if I go to, it'll check that where the schema master is running, it's DC1, domain naming master is running on this PDC, primary domain controller is running on this RID pool masters, infrastructure masters, all the rules are running on the DC1. Like I mentioned that I'll talk about in details about each flexible single master operation rules and how to transfer them or seize them to a different domain controller in the Active Directory domain. So I will do a separate video on that, and you can visit that video on FSMO rules. So this video was especially for deploying the additional domain controllers in an existing Active Directory domain. I hope this tutorial was informative to you. Thanks for watching, and do subscribe my channel for more videos. Thank you.